This will be a comparison between 4 dynamic driver earphones. Not all have strictly dynamic driver, just one is a bit of a hybrid, but more or less focused with a dynamic driver. First of all is the new ZES. Sorry, because their model numbers are very, very difficult to always pronounce. So this is their ZES. This one has a 12mm dynamic driver with just a small EST driver in it. Then this is the KBEAR KS1, and this is the popular Moondrop Aria. Finally, this is the bad guy tuned DQ6S. So this is the KZ DQ6S. So let's go over some of the things you can expect from these dynamic driver earphones. Now, first of all, packaging. If we're going by packaging, the one that has the best packaging, I would give it to the Aria. The Aria is definitely more expensive than all of them. It has better packaging. The cable is not bad. But you know, with the modern way we use earphones, I would say you can easily upgrade cables. If you notice, the other earphones, I upgraded all their cables, and that's just the way you have to use these earphones right now. But if you have the one that comes with a good cable right out of the box, then you will definitely enjoy using it, obviously, without any hassle. So the next thing is basically comfort. In terms of comfort, my best comfortable earphone here is this one, is the KS1. The KS1 has a plastic shell and it's definitely comfortable. There is no issue with long-term use. I've used this for well over a year. I would even say getting to 2 years. This is one of the oldest earphones that have lasted from me, from a Chi-Fi brand, and it hasn't broken down. It's still there. It's working flawlessly. It has no issues. It's highly recommended. In terms of durability, it is the best because it's the one that has lasted the most. But if you're talking of build quality in terms of build in general, it's Aria. Aria destroys every single thing here. The Aria has an incredible build quality. This thing is built like a tank. It weighs a lot. It is built like a tank. It is a heavy boss of a earphone in terms of build quality, but comfort is not the strongest suit, but build quality is excellent. I would say the ZES has a very good build quality, metal, and the other thing again is the comfort. The comfort on the ZES is very good. I like the comfort as well. It's comfortable enough for me. The one that is the least comfortable for me is the bad guy tuned DQ6. I just don't like this protrusion here. It's not something that I like. Now, going over the sound quality, it depends on what you're looking for. In terms of sound quality in general, the one I prefer the most is definitely, till this day, is still the KS1. I know a lot of people would say, oh, but it's $20. How is it gonna beat the Aria? Yes, of course it beats the Aria. Now, it is a better earphone than the Aria. Sound quality wise, it's better than the Aria, but it all depends on what you're looking at. First of all, you have to upgrade the cable. I'm using the PLC over Limpid Pro 8-core cable. Been using it for for many years now with it, and it's been fine. It's working flawlessly. The cable has lasted, no issues with the cable. In terms of bass, I prefer its bass over anything there, just because of the power. It's easier to, in fact, it's the easiest earphone to drive here, so it makes it easy to actually get the best out of its bass performance. So you have if you drive it with a DAP or with an amp, you are going to get more power from this. Like, it hits, slams hard, it has more impact than anything on this place, you understand. Then the next one for me bass wise will be this one, this DQ6S. The DQ6S is on the level of the KS1. It's definitely on that level. The only difference is that this one has slight control. It has slight control over this one. You understand? This one is boomy. It is big, but It doesn't have that rumble, like that deep sub-bass rumble that you get from movies. That's what this one gives you. This one is fantastic for both movies and music. Then the third would definitely go to the Aria. It was, as much as I'm not a fan of the Aria, but the Aria, one thing the Aria has is that it has a smooth signature. It doesn't have the bass, but it has a very smooth signature. I'm not a big fan of that smooth signature. I need something that has an authority in its presentation. That maybe that's the reason why I'm not a big fan of the presentation of the Aria. But it is smooth. It's definitely an earphone you can put in your ears and relax and just listen to music without any bang, boom, 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 boom with the bass hitting you smack across your cheek. The Aria doesn't have that. The Aria is a very smooth earphone. It's not neutral, but it's just smooth, slightly warm, but still smooth enough. Then the final would be the ZES. The ZES is not a bad earphone. The only problem with the ZES is the mids and the highs. The bass is good. In fact, the bass for me is even better than this. It's better than the DQ6S. On the level of this, I would say on the level of this. The only problem with this is that it needs a lot of power to run. You understand? Similar to the Aria, it needs power. This one needs power. It's power hungry. But other than that, I would say both all the sets are good in their respective field. It all depends on what exactly you're looking for, what type of signature you're looking for. For me, this one takes my crown. It is a warm but impactful tuned earphone. It is not that warm that is dull. It doesn't have impact. This one is warm, but it has impact and is easy to drive, so making it very, very ideal for every setup, both DAPs, amps, your smartphone, everything. It can work flawlessly. It will give you everything you need. If you need something that is harder to drive, that has control, that is smooth, you go for the Aria. It doesn't have bass. I'm not a fan of that. And the sound stage is not that big. So, but one thing it does have is clarity, and that's because it's an $80 earphone. So it definitely has to be clear enough to justify that price. This one is shrill in the mids and in the highs, so I don't like shrill mids and highs, and this is courtesy of the EST that's handling that. So KZ just needs to take out that EST and make a single dynamic driver with this same driver, the 12mm that is in here, and with the shell or maybe a plastic shell like the KS1, and they will have a winner, similar to what they did with the EDX. Finally, the DQ6S is a warm set. It's a bassy set. It has a lot of bass, but the problem is that it doesn't have that impactful authority. It lacks it a bit, you understand? And the mids is not as thick and luscious and warm as I want it to be. Its soundstage is narrow. It doesn't have a lot of soundstage, so there is that. But one thing it does have is it does have the big roundness of the bass, that bass that you listen to and you love the fun of its presentation. That is what it has. So it's a good set in that regard. But other than that, all four sets are decent. Nothing really stands out, but they're all good for their for what they can offer. So that's it. Subscribe to the channel, like our content, follow us here. I'll see you guys next time.